So if you searched or clicked on this video, you're probably wondering, what's the difference between this Pokemon card that ungraded is $87 and PSA 10 $780, and this card, which ungraded is $9 and PSA 10 is $98? Well, other than the name title, if you can't tell the difference between both of these cards, it's actually this right here, this little Pokemon Center stamp. If you go on the other one, it's not here. And if you're wondering what makes this so much more valuable by literally sometimes even tenfold, it is because a small logo is printed on different types of cards that are distributed only through the Pokemon Center store. Now, this is an exclusive type of deal where it's a very limited supply. If you look at Charmander in this case, I just want to give you another example so that you can understand. Ungraded Pokemon Center, this little thing right here, which changes all the value. Ungraded is $150 and PSA 10 is $2,300, where if you get the ungraded version, it's still, a pretty good price, $41 ungraded, PSA 10 $350. Now, if you're wondering why that little stamp has all of the difference, it's because they're limited prints and you can only get them for an exclusive small window of time. So if I give you another example, this is a Jolteon EX. If you look right here, it's prismatic stamped. Now, what does it mean in this case? What it means here is, if I find the correct tab, some of these EX cards, which I'll give you a different one here. Notice how this Umbreon does not have a stamp. This one has a prismatic stamp. That's because this is an exclusive part of one of these surprise boxes on your screen right over here. That means that it was limited. Well, they're still printing them, but the Pokemon Center is a little more exclusive, meaning, again, they didn't keep printing them. It's a limited release. This is a special edition that you can only get through this type of promotion. So if you look over here once more, you can see that these Eevee cards all have the prismatic stamp on it. I want to give you another example here. This box has a Tyranitar prismatic stamp. You can only get this stamped version of this Pokemon card through the variations of this box. Now, you could pull this Tyranitar without the prismatic stamp, just as you can this Umbreon in that same way. I'll make this a little more clear for you here. The Tyranitar has the stamp over here. The Umbreon does not. But this Jolteon EX has that prismatic stamp because it was part of that special edition set, like I said earlier. So if you're wondering why this increases the value of the card, you look at the Pokemon Center here. Different stamps represent different things. Maybe it's from a different set, maybe it's a limited print. In the case of Pokemon Center, you're looking for that, again, to show that it was a limited edition variant of that promo. And yes, I know I'm just reading off of Google here, but if you're confused, as a lot of people are, it's because it's a limited card that they have printed, which increases the value a lot just by having that little stamp. Now, these Eevee cards are not the same. If I type in Eevee stamped, again, I showed you these two. These are part of the booster box ETBs that have been selling. This has the major price difference, of course. One of these cards, one of those cards, sell in each prismatic evolution box that comes out. Now, again, if you look at Eevee, I might have to type in Eevee EX stamp. These are not the same. Ungraded is 15, right? Ungraded is 15 there. Sorry, I didn't open these tabs beforehand. But without the stamp, it goes for $4. So different stamps are worth different amounts. The Pokemon Center, like I said earlier, these are limited prints that you could only get through the Pokemon Center store, which makes it just that much harder to collect them. These Pokemon Center printed cards are worth more than, say, these stamps. Different stamps will be worth different amounts, of course. And again, these are not limited prints. Sorry, here. These surprise boxes over here are not limited prints, which makes these less valuable, but still a very cool collectible item, which is why I like collecting them. And that's really all you have to look out for. So again, just to conclude and simplify here. These Pokemon cards with the Pokemon Center stamp in the corner are limited prints, which makes them more valuable, more sought after. If you're getting just the plain card, it has a near, I don't want to say near infinite, but they do keep on printing them alongside, the type of surprise boxes here, which as long as there's demand and they're still printing the prismatic set, they're still going to come out. Whereas even though these Pokemon Center cards are part of prismatic, the Pokemon Center is only printing a certain amount of these stamped cards. So that's what changes the value. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped, and take it easy.